The Chevalier of Swords combines the elemental energies of fire and air, which on an esoteric level represents a blend of action and thought. Hello, I'm Michael J. Auger, creator of the Allcento Tarot. We've already looked at the kings and queens of the tarot, and our journey continues now with the knight, or chevalier, which comes from the French word cheval, which means horse. So the chevalier is technically a horse rider or knight. Playing cards that predate the tarot have kings, queens, and jacks. The jack corresponds to the page, or valet, but a knight was not included until the tarot was created. There is speculation that the reason for adding an additional core card was to provide balance, which is an important aspect of spiritual teaching. A knight is viewed as a young man of action who charges into battle with a fiery spirit, and so the most common correspondence for this rank is the element of fire. When we combine the rank of knight with the suit of swords, most commonly linked to the element of air, this combination of fire and air creates an archetype that is driven to act, but in a strategic and thoughtful way. One of the earliest still existing tarot decks is the Visconti-Sforza Madrone Tarot, also referred to as the Carrie Yale deck. This deck is unique in that in addition to the rank of knight, to balance the page, there are also both male and female representations of each knight and page to provide additional balance, and resulting in a bunch of additional cards, including both a male and female Knight of Swords. However, sadly, the Madrone's male Knight of Swords was lost to time, so the card pictured on the right is a recreation. The Knight of Swords card from the Visconti-Sforza Bergamo Tarot, also known as the Pierpoint Morgan deck, has survived and features a knight riding a white horse holding up a sword in his right hand. The knight wears a hat with vibrant peacock feathers, and his horse wears a comparison bearing a shield without any apparent heraldic significance. Some speculate a Visconti heraldic image may have been painted over by a red and silver design that now appears as red and white. This knight has active thoughts of empowerment and the willpower to see these thoughts through. However, he faces left, which is not usually the direction of advancement. Depictions of this card in the Marseille style tradition also depict a left-facing knight riding a horse that is rearing up on its forelegs. This suggests the horse may not want to go in the direction he is being led. A right-facing mask is sometimes included on the shoulder of the knight, which could also suggest second thoughts. However, another interpretation would be that victory is achieved by determination and perseverance in sometimes unusual directions. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn elevated the knight to the rank of king. While the title changed, the imagery remains of a young man riding a war horse. His sword is raised for attack and seems to be slicing through the clouds. He represents the power of a hurricane and the clarity of the eye of the storm. He has been given wings, and his crest is a winged star, which, according to the Golden Dawn, is similar to that represented on the heads of Castor and Pollux, corresponding to the zodiac sign of Gemini, which they included in this card's rule. The version of this card in the Thoth deck, created by Crowley and Harris, returns to using the title of Knight. Harris keeps the wings in her interpretation, but they are illustrated in a way that looks like there are 4 of them, or possibly only 2, but rotating as fast as a helicopter. Crowley says that the Knight of Swords represents the idea of attack and describes him as active, skilled, subtle, and clever. However, Crowley also says that he is the prey of his idea, which comes to him as an inspiration without reflection. This suggests an archetype that is prone to leap before they look. This is an agitated energy that is quick-witted and brave, but can also be indecisive and easily sidetracked. And here's the Knight of Swords from the deck created by Waite-Smith. Waite focuses on his good aspects, comparing him to Galahad, and describes him as a prototypical hero of romantic chivalry, whose sword is swift and sure because he is clean of heart. However, when ill-dignified, this heroic soldier becomes extravagant and imprudent. Waite says when reversed, this card could also represent a dispute with an imbecile. Combining the elements of air and fire creates a lot of hot air, and the personality of this knight can often be seen in politicians. In the Allcento tarot, the Chevalier of Swords is depicted riding swiftly into battle. However, he is facing right and charges against the wind. He finds the high winds invigorating and shouts into them. He is known for his quick wit and expertise at brainstorming. Dark clouds can be seen in the background that hint at an approaching storm. However, he is well prepared and leaps forward with sword drawn. Although his skill may not be as great as his bravery, he is, nevertheless, a clever warrior who acts with decisive and creative action. Well thought out and communicated plans are lit with a spark of inspiration, and he is committed to imparting ideas of worth. He is an astute and curious thinker and cannot resist an intellectual challenge. Our journey will continue soon with the Knight of Cups. In the meantime, you're always welcome to visit my website where you can schedule tarot readings and creative consultations, as well as browse and collect my offbeat artwork. And please be sure to give this episode a thumbs up, leave a comment to share your support, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, brightest blessings on your spiritual journey.